Hello everyone and welcome to Callsign Charlie Models for part 3 of the MH-60T or J build from Jayhawk. Now this is the MH-60H Jayhawk kit that we are converting to the Coast Guard Jayhawk. So still have a little bit more work to do on the conversion. But starting off today, we are going with the pilot seats from Metallic Details. Now, if you remember in part 1, we did the kit seats, and those were an absolute headache to do. So we're going to see about how the detail is on these seats. They do have them for the UH-60, the SH-60, and also the MH-60s for the late and early versions. I got the late versions for these. Now, you open up the box and we have a few parts here. We do have a few fire extinguishers to add in, which are a lot nicer than the kit parts, so I definitely will be using these instead. We also have some 3D printed seat belts, but I won't be using those. I'll be using the Quinta Studios ones. And we also do have some decals for some med kits and stuff that go on here. And you can see where all of those go on the instructions as well. So, looking like it's going to be a nice addition to the kit. And we're going to get to see the resin here very shortly. They are 3D printed. And from what I can see so far, they do look cajillion times better than the kit parts right here. So I'm glad I ordered these for every 60 that I have, minus the 60 Foxtrot, because I have the Reed Oak seats for those. So I'll be using those because those do fit with the pilots I'm using for that from Reed Oak as well. But just looking at these seats right now, they do look very nice on here. We're going to get one of them cut off from the supports, and we'll go from there. So I'll speed up the time so we can get this done quickly. Alright, so we have the first seat done, and we do have a little bit of cleanup to do on this, but I can tell you that the detail on this seat and just the molding on it does look a lot better than what is provided in the kit. As you can see right here, we have a kit piece, and you can see the difference between the two, and just not even close in the detail. So definitely a major upgrade on this. Now hopefully, as you can see, it is a little bit wider. Hopefully it's not that big of an issue. We're going to test it out on here to see how this works. Oh, it shouldn't be an issue. It looks like it fits okay on this side. On the other side, yep, same thing. It fits okay on the other side as well. So no issues with that part, with the fit of it. And so these definitely are a major upgrade with the texture that's in the seat cushions and everything on that. Definitely looking forward to getting these painted. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up real quick. Luckily all this stuff is on the underside that you're not going to see. So first seat done. Go ahead and get the second one done, and then the fire extinguishers real quick. So Okay, both seats are done on that. And now we're moving on to the fire extinguishers. Getting these done. Put the decals in with the rest of the part so we don't lose those. Also with the instructions as well. That, and get these cut off. Then we're going to move on to the stowage of this kit. This is going to be a fairly short video because after these parts are cut out, we are ready to start putting some primer down on this kit, which I am going to start next week. The MH-60 Foxtrot is also almost ready for primer. I just have like one or two little things to do on it, and then that will be ready to go. So these are finally going to start getting some color down on the interior at least. And then after that, we start moving on to the exterior parts, which we have some modifications to do on the Jayhawk, and with the 60 we have aftermarket for both of them. And then also what we're going to be doing for these builds are the rivets. So Kitty Hawk has the rivets for this for the 60 series recessed, and in the actual 60s they were raised rivets or positive rivets. So we're going to be going through and replacing all the rivets on this using a very tedious technique with the 0.3 millimeter letter sod balls. I do know that there are decals out there for it, but I'm not a fan of the decals. I mean, I've never been able to get them to look right. So, but with the 0.3 millimeter solder balls, I was able to get those to work out for the Pave Hawk that I did. So that's where we're going with that. Now, moving on, we got the seats and the fire extinguisher done. And on the last video, I said that I was going to try my hand on some scratch building with the heart monitors and stuff, but they don't really leave those out in the cabin. They really set those up when they are en route to a SAR case because they need to save space if it's not needed. So we're just going to be using some stowage sets. I got some live resin sets right here for our bags that we're going to have, and then we have the Meng modern military equipment set right here that we're going to be using for some Pelican cases and some backpacks as well. So we're going to get this opened up. We're going to take a look inside, see what's in these. I got 2 sets of these, and let's see what all is in there. We can use a lot of this stuff here once all of this gets opened up. And again, 3D printed stuff, so the detail on it absolutely gorgeous. We have some flat backpacks right here, a couple bags, some med pouches and such going on here. These are things that would be going on the figures, but we're going to use them for our stowage. So I'm just going to use a couple of backpacks on here. Get that cut out. Actually, we're just going to cut all these pieces off, and then we'll determine what we're going to use when it comes time. So get that off. I do know that live resin is fairly difficult to get hold of now because of what's going on over in between Russia and Ukraine. This is a Russian company. Luckily, I got these sets before everything started happening. So alright, so we don't need that one. So that's all the same stuff. So we're gonna pop that one in there. It's just the same thing. Yeah, that's all the same. So we don't need this one. Alright. I did not see the scissors in there. Alright, up next we have some Pelican cases. Like, one of these Pelican cases is going to be the P6 pump, the dewatering pump, right here. So we're going to use this one as a P6 pump. Now, are the dimensions exactly accurate to it? No, but it is close enough to show kind of what the Pelican or the case looks like for the P6 pump. Get that. We're gonna need to cut off these nubs right here. Do. Okay, so I guess when you cut these off as well because they don't fit. Okay. Alright, so that's our makeshift P6 pump can right there, or box right there. I think it's close enough to what it would be. The P6 pump box would be a little bit taller on here, but I think once it's painted and everything, I think it'll look, and back in the stowage area, I think it'll be fine. Alright, so now we need a couple backpacks, or we'll use this bag right here for a medical bag. Alright, and then one of these backpacks we're going to use as the swimmer gear bag right here. So this cut off. Trying to get this glue to dry on here. Or we might just put it so that way you can't see these strips, because it's already cracking. We'll see how it looks afterwards. Alright, so we have one more box to do. This is going to be our medical equipment box right here. This is going to carry like our heart monitor, our AED, stuff like that. Alright, so we have one more nub to cut off. See how this lines up. There we go. Alright, so that's it for the stowage on this guy. It is all done and ready for primer, which we are going to hit up for part 3 of this, or part 4 of this build. We'll get the primer done, we'll get the base coat done, and then after that we'll start doing some detail painting and everything on there. So really going to start moving forward on this kit, and then once we get the interior in, we can start working on the exterior stuff. So it's getting there. But anyways, thank you for watching this short update on the Jayhawk, and next week will actually be the second part of the Wizard of Oz, and we'll have color down. So thank you for watching. If you haven't yet, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell button for notifications of when I post future videos. And until next time, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.